It's half past
So it's just gone up at 6, so we're going to start, please. Welcome to tonight's meeting, which is 26th. I'm going to shout a bit louder. I'm sorry, I already started a bit lower. 26th of February for our full-time council meeting. Before we start the call, I'm just going to read out this statement. As a result of this meeting being held in a hybrid manner, members of the council and the public should be aware that the meeting may be recorded. It should be noted that members of the public may record the meeting, but we would like to remind anyone recording the meeting that notify the council if they intend to do so. Officers are looking at different ways the hybrid meeting software may be suitable, and as a result, this meeting will be recorded for testing purposes and may be uploaded to a web-based site in the same manner that Monmouthshire County Council meetings are uploaded. Okay, everyone?
Yeah. A bit concerned about what you're saying, the implications of what you're saying, not what you're saying.
Okay.
I'm a bit concerned about the ability to record remotely, and how will that affect us as a council going on in the future? Because we can record and retain all the public viewing.
Matt,
Yeah, I think one of my concerns is a very similar one, but you see, they can sit there at home and they can record it at home on an iPad. They can record it on whatever they need to record it on, and we would have no knowledge. So if we are doing it properly and effectively, there'll be a policy that will follow on from this to look at it and go from there, councillor. But you're right. Anybody in any of the meetings up to now could easily have recorded the meeting anyhow.
Don't hold it up.
Okay, thank you. So apologies for absence. I don't think we need any. We're all good. Very good. Thank you, everyone, for this one. Next, declarations of interest, please.
That's going to go along the line.
No planning.
We'll probably discuss it.
Okay. No others. Thank you. Public questions on the participate then. So these are to Jeff. Do you want to show that as Jeff?
Yeah,
Keep
going forward, yeah.
The answers that they Caldicot. Can we have the planters and everything so that in the village?
This is what we
Because there will be an influx of people and it's just a horrendous.
Thank you, Jen. Do you want to answer my question? So we've had a couple of meetings with MCC about some quick wins before this summer. One of the things we're looking at is the planting and the seating in the village. We're having a walkabout tomorrow, I think, isn't it? Matt?
Yeah.
We've got a walkabout to specifics. But we are looking to get something in earlier, because obviously planting season, we've already past spring planted. So we'll be looking at summer planting now already. But it is something council are looking at, and we are working to try and get that as a part of MCC fund. It will be without cost, with basic costs to ourselves. There's maintenance we need to be looking at as well. Thank you, Jeff.
That looks prettier than
Yeah.
the centre.
Yeah, the planting makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it does.
it does.
And like you say, with Armed Forces Day, we'll have a lot of visitors this summer one. Thank you, Jeff.
Okay.
It just looks so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah.
So,
I've got something to say if I could.
so I'm just going to get an answer when the line's coming to you. Huh? Thank you.
Currently trying to represent Maria Stevens in her ward. There's been a concern in the town about green and white flags hanging out all over the place. I've asked them if they could clear them.
What do you mean? The bunting?
Well, funding is looking rather ragged. We didn't put it up, but it was suggested that our ground team would clear it. I suggested that that shouldn't be the case. I have asked it to be cleared.
You mean MCC? You've asked them to clear.
I've asked Ministry to make sure that it's done.
Thank you.
Whoever does it, I don't know, but not our ground.
Thank you. Lisa,
Sorry,
sorry.
Chair, I was only going to say we've since had an email asking us, can we do it? Because they don't have the resource for it. I think was it the regeneration team you approached?
I spoke to Sadie.
Yeah, and that's the one that's come back and said, we don't have resource, can we do it?
I do have concerns, and we've got to put resources into cleaning up something we haven't put up.
Yeah, fair point. Okay. Sorry, you okay?
What does the rest of the council feel?
I'm sorry.
What does the rest of the council feel? I feel that we shouldn't be paying for it.
The people who put it up should take it down.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm not saying Monmouthshire County Council pay for it, but we didn't put it up. If we put our bunting up, we'd have to take it down.
You're suggesting the request the people who put it up.
I requested that through Sadie Beer, and there's been no response.
We have a meeting with Sadie tomorrow, so we can look at that if that's Okay, okay. I'll take it on by a week. Thank you. So I'm going to go back to members of the public. Mr. Simmons.
Yeah. I come down to ask a couple of questions, you know, but we get a couple of.
Just stand up, Mr. Simmons. We can hear you a bit better.
Please, the questions, and we'll get a couple of answers.
Okay.
On the 17th of February, roughly 2:30 in the afternoon, knock on the back door. When I went out, there was Councillor Eason and Bond there, and they said, "Can I have a word with you?" I said, "Yes." I offered him in courtesy into the back kitchen, and I said, "What can I do for you?" And they said they'd come to see about the access out the back. And I said, before they go any further, is this a policy of councillors to come and see about access? And Tony Eason said, "No, but being you've been to a meeting down here, we've come and seen you."
Okay, so are the councillors come to you as town councillors or county councillors?
These 2 years.
As town councillors or county
No, it's
councillors?
county councillors representing Maria Stevens.
Okay, carry on, Mr. Simmons.
So
And.
Yeah, Mr. Simmons to speak. Mr. Simmons.
now, most say, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
So he had a piece of paper in his hand, and he said they got access. And I said, "Well, I've seen my solicitor," and he says, "They haven't." And he said, "Well, he's giving you the wrong advice. Give you wrong advice." And I said, "Look, I got a right to lock that gate."
I think I'll leave the meeting at this point. Personal prejudice interest because I can't respond at this point.
Yes, you are able to respond if you wish to,
Um,
but when Mr. Simmons is finished.
okay, I'll try.
Okay.
And
Thank
I
you, Mr. Simmons.
said, I got the right to lock that gate, you know, and he said, "No, you haven't." And listening to him, I had no rights at all, no rights at all. And I said about locking the gate, and Jill Bond said, "Well, could you move the gate?" I said, "No, I'm not moving no gate." And it went on like that. And they could see Tony got a little bit rash. "Oh, we'll go." And they stayed there and did one or two things. I never had a leg to stand on listening to these two. And then it was said, would I go outside? I said, "Yeah, I'll come out into the yard." And Jill said, "Here's your boundary." And I said, "No, it's not." I said, "That's my boundary. And there's their boundary over there." "Ah, but that's their garage." I said, "Yeah, I know. I've rented it for 8 years. I know the garage." Am I saying the truth? Yeah.
Well, not.
Yes,
I mean, but.
Let Mr. Simmons finish.
Then it went on that Tony went there. He could see he wasn't going to get no joy off me. I wasn't going to give in. And he went and he left Jill with me. And I said to Jill, the only easements on my property is for Grail Surgery to come and do the sewerage and the electricity board to do the fence. And she turned around and the sob story again. "Oh, they're a lovely couple and they've lost their son." Same old rubbish I've had from the beginning. "Oh, you could give them access." And I said, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not giving no access." But the thing is, there's been a serious breach of code of conduct with this, because they shouldn't have come there in the first place. They didn't ask to see me. You know, they should have gone through they let themselves down. They left Caldicot Town Council down as well. And I really think you should think about resigning, the pair of you. I think that's serious of it.
Thank you,
Because I don't
Mr.
want to see it happening to anybody else.
Thank you, Mr.
And that's
Simmons.
the truth.
I'm going to ask that the councillor have a right to reply. Would you like to reply?
This is a county council matter, not a town council matter.
Well, did you visit as a town councillor or as the county councillor?
We visited as a county council on behalf of Maria Stevens.
Part of Maria Stevens.
This is ward, yeah. The essence was that we've been provided with information about the question of access across that area. And that was the sum total of what it's all about. The gentleman has the right to follow whatever route he takes to try and resolve this. That was the matter was put to us. I withdrew everything you say about Maggie about what. He invited him to his home. We had a chat. I left
Did
after
you
a
go
while.
to the property?
Hmm?
Did you go to the property?
We went up
You
there.
both did.
Yeah, because we were invited, Father.
Okay, and you went as county councillor.
Yeah.
Okay, and
That's
so
the end of
then
it.
you could inform Mr Simmons that there is a course of
I think
action. needs to
this
be taken.
needs to be taken up with the county council.
Okay, so Mr Simmons, I think you're aware, but there is a course of complaint you can take with county council.
Yeah.
Right, well, we can give you, your town councillor is.
But
Ian and-
I got a right to speak, I think.
Oh, yeah, I'm not trying to stop you.
I did not invite them to the property. I invited them, when I opened the door, they said they was, can we have a word with him? And courtesy, I offered them into the house. I offered them into the house. And as soon as they said what it was about, I said, is this normal policy for town councillors to come and see about access? And Tony said, no, but we've come because you've been to meetings down here. Well, what's that to do? I come to the right place to see about it, I'm not. And he don't even know what he's talking about. I got a piece of paper here, Tony, with the rights on. Would you like to read it?
Okay, Mr Simmons, I'm just going to give councillor Bond a chance to reply because she hasn't had a chance yet. Do you want to speak now, Joe?
Yes, thank you. So I came as county councillor, but also member of.
Would you just speak a little bit louder for us, Joe?
Okay, member of my ward.
Yeah, but I'm not a member of your ward. I
No.
should have thought
No.
somebody from my ward would have come and seen me.
And also we are supporting councillor Stevens while she isn't well. And we said that to you, didn't we? We're here on because of councillor Stevens can't come. She's not well
Well,
at the
there's nothing
moment.
said
So that was
about
the first
that on
thing
the
that we
day.
said. That was the first thing that we said, because we made sure, we said, when we were outside, make sure that's the first thing we said. I will take you to Portugal, that's what we said. And then you shared about your difficulties and you shared about the other people and their sob story. And that was the,
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know
You
that
said
they
the
said
sob
that.
story again.
No,
To
you
be
said,
honest, I'm sick and tired of it, that
Okay.
they lost their son. They
Okay.
haven't got no pension.
No.
That's nothing to do
No, I
with
didn't
me.
know
I do
anything.
feel for them.
with
But
respect,
there's nothing, no good keep throwing that at me all the time.
with
They
respect.
haven't lost their son. He's currently missing.
I didn't know anything about the pension, I didn't know anything about that, that came, you said that they came to the door to your wife. It was not up to do with me,
They
you told me
did.
about your own
All done.
difficulties, and I said it's awful, you're both suffering, it's really a shame. That's what I said, I gave you sympathy and I gave them sympathy, and I said, can we resolve this? Because, obviously, it wasn't on your deeds.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Okay.
Hang on, let me finish.
Can I have one more safety?
Jill?
what I'm saying.
Jill, I'm asking you just for a moment both, okay? Before this escalates, okay? What was the aim of visiting Mr. Simmons' property?
I think we ought to just leave it now, I think we ought to follow up.
What was the aim of
I
visiting
don't
Mr.
think we
Simmons?
should do it here.
You prefer not to comment?
Yes.
Okay. In
I
that case,
will
Mr.
make
Simmons,
one comment. That
Sorry?
I accompanied Jill on that day from Maria's ward. End of story.
were you
invited
acting
him.
with
We
Maria's
invited him.
permission?
No, because we are Maria's position. It's not kids that are not active in the position. We
I'm
are.
going to take a question just from Jackie.
Just councillors at the last town council meeting, when Mr Simmons was sat here, and it was clearly stated that councillor Bond and councillor Eason, because they're on the planning committee, and because the decision had been made, and it was a legal decision, that they should have no further involvement with Mr Simmons, and it was suggested that I actually, get into contact, which I did with my card.
Yeah.
And it was left like that. So I would just like to put that on record. That is probably in the minutes, I don't know, but that's what happened at the last meeting.
I do remember Mr. Simmons thanking us for our
Yeah.
involvement last time, and we did explain that it was a civil matter. I knew that. I didn't know they were going to have any more involvement from town councillors, and I am sorry if it's upset you, Mr. Simmons. I am sorry. You have one chance to reply now because you
Okay.
didn't want this to
Can
be
we just
discussed.
say
Jill, you have one chance to reply.
To what the
One
councillor,
chance.
Strong has just said, I wasn't, I couldn't hear Mr Simmons at the meeting, I knew he'd been here, but I was online and I couldn't hear anything that was being said or what was agreed. And no one shared with me what was agreed, so I didn't know that at all, I promise you, I did not know that.
Are you on planning at 24?
It'd already been agreed,
Are you a planning officer? Are you do you sit on planning at County Hall?
I am on the planning committee.
Do you sit on
but
planning
the
at County
planning
Hall?
application has nothing to do with what he's talking about.
Do you sit on planning at County Hall?
Once I could speak of it, nothing.
It's a question I'm asking you. Do you sit on,
No,
just a minute,
because-
do you
no,
sit
I
on
do.
planning at
No,
County Hall?
because I
Okay.
declare an interest.
In that case, Mr Simmons, we will direct you in the proper way to make a complaint to County Hall. And thank you very much for your
Can I
time.
just say one last thing?
One more, please, Mr Simmons.
I've been here to 2 previous meetings.
Thank you.
And I've stood up and I've stated, and it's been written down by Mark, that no way, if I'm in the right, I was gonna give that access to them. So they should have never, ever come badgering me and harassing me to give that thing. Is there a gift or cash on the end of it or something?
Mr Simmons. Mr Simmons.
What the hell was that?
Mr Simmons, I do have to ask that we stop the conversation now for everyone's sake. But I really appreciate you being here, okay? And we can direct you on the proper course of action to make a complaint, okay? So thank you very much for your time.
Can I make a point, please? It's not for members to tell people, members of the public, what is and is not. It's for officers of the council to do that, not the members.
Thank you, Jim. Okay, I'm going to take another member of the public's question, please. Dave. Is it Dave next or Julia?
Dave.
Dave.
Did you say earlier on that these meetings are going to be recorded?
Yes.
Well, that's about time. Been coming about 10 years, because every time they say so, he said this, he said that, and
Well,
it all gets lost.
We are
So I'm
recording.
really, really glad, so no one can tell lies, just
Thank
tell
you,
the
Dave.
truth.
Thank you
Thanks very
very
much.
Thank you. Is there anything else you want to add, Dave? Julia?
I'd just like to say, and I gotta be honest, I don't know anything about this from Mr. Simmons. That was bang out of order.
Okay.
I'm sorry, and I want that to be noted.
Thank you, Julia. Is there anything else you want to ask of council?
Not at the moment.
Thank you. Is there anything else from the public, please? Dave?
So if I come next time, so if I want to record, I just say to you, I'm going to record it.
I believe that's the pattern, is that right?
I have to look a bit more closely at it, Dave.
That's what I'm going to do from now on, because
I need to look at it a bit more closely. The legislation in Wales is a little bit different to England. In England, you can. In Wales, at the moment, as I understand it, it is silent.
But that's not my next meeting, Mark, because I'm gonna if it up on my own, obviously. Well,
Talk to me first.
well.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other items from the public, please? Thank you very much. Look at the agenda now then, please, councillors. Number 5. 5.1, minutes of the full town council meeting held on the 29th of January 2025. Invite the committee chairs who represent the present recommendations that they would like the council to confirm. So, 29th of January, excuse me. Any questions? Sorry. Anything else? Any questions on the 29th of January's agenda?
Are police making a presentation later on in the meeting or not?
Please give apologies for this evening. I was going to give an apology when we get to there.
Okay, I had questions in relation to that, but obviously. Certainly, sorry, James.
Speak up.
Jim, doesn't it make you wonder that we're able to put a cupboard up in less than a fortnight? And yet it's taken us, since we've done this building, to get a speaker that will help you all.
Councillor, that's not very appropriate at this moment. Okay,
It's just an open question to fellow councillor.
well, I wonder whether Jim can hear you. So, those minutes then held on the 29th of January. Okay, thank you. Are we having a poser for that? No, what do you need?
Yeah, you need.
Yeah,
I got a second. Second.
And a second
Question.
on those minutes?
Yes, please. Halfway down to that place from the clerk, governor's report to return to the agenda in February. I don't see the space on the February agenda for governor's report.
They haven't been added, but I have had a note to ask my to quick one tonight onwards. We could put government's reports and it's body
Okay,
reports.
that's fine, thank you.
Just to be reminded. Thank you, councillor. Anything else on those minutes? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, 5.2 then, Planning and Resources Committee on the 11th of February.
Yes, we need a proposal.
I'm sorry, proposer and a seconder for the full-time council meeting on the 29th. Proposer then? Second. Okay, okay. Planning and Resources on the 11th of February. I think she has a question.
Any regrets on the information piece for
Sorry, Joe.
sorry, it says members resolved to recommend report to defer.
I'm sorry, which item are we talking about?
First page,
Mhm.
planning applications.
Yeah. These are for noting, these mind, these are for noting this.
Okay, so is there an update on that, please?
When would be a good time to look for them?
We'll update at the next planning meeting.
Like planning meeting.
So no update then. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have a proposer for those minutes then, please? Proposer for those minutes, please.
Yeah.
A second. Thank you very much.
Can
John,
I ask-
do you have a question on them?
Yeah, I certainly do. In regard to, we're on, just making sure that we're on.
Bit louder, John, I can't hear you myself, so.
In regard to the allotment holders and the aspect of the key,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
so apologies, I wasn't at the last meeting, as you all are aware.
Mhm.
I just wonder, given that resolution was made at the time, can I ask whether the allotment holders have been written to in regard to the decision taken by council at that date?
Bear with me, I was trying to find it on the.
Well, I'll read it. Members raised health and safety concerns regarding what would happen if a person were to get locked in and did not have their keys. Skip the next bit. Members raised concerns regarding whether a person may not have the means to contact an outside person. The members resolved after due consideration that the introduction of a new key padlock for allotment is administratively and health and safety wise unacceptable and therefore reject the request for a lock.
Yeah.
Now, I understand all that, obviously.
Yeah.
My question is, have the allotment holders been written to, given that that was that decision was taken on the 29th of January?
Right. The rep has been notified up at Oakley Way, Sandy Lane rather, because the initial request came to them from them at the allotments meeting, as I understand it.
So the rep has been written to, but not all the current allotment holders.
And that's why we have the rep, I understand it, so they can cascade the information back down.
Well, I don't think they're under any obligation to do that. They just volunteer.
We did, however, agree to do that, but yeah. Are you suggesting that we do right to each allotment holder?
Given the amount of issues that have always come up at allotment meetings, the first thought I would have had was, well, we're right to everybody because we've made that decision.
So is that a suggestion, Joe?
It is a suggestion and a proposal if you wish it to be.
Can't make a proposal at this meeting,
Because it's on the minutes, and the minutes are there for noting. It can go back to the minutes of the Planning and Resources Committee, and it will be passed there. But when it next goes to the allotment committee, we're there. What I would suggest is, if you give an indicative vote, then do it that way, Ryan.
Okay. Rachel, do you want to speak before we do that?
Yeah, I think we're missing the 50 years minutes because I'm a bit worried that there was actions that we needed to have completed by the end of March.
Okay, we do have two lots actually. We have
Chair.
members, yeah.
I have spoken to Councillor Strong about this, and you're right, they are.
Okay.
But I've got it covered elsewhere.
That's fine.
Did you want to make a comment on the allotment?
No.
Okay. So as Mike said, we can have you can have a vote now to give us some indication of what.
Just do it as an indicative vote.
Okay. So John's suggestion is that we inform individually each allotment holder at all sites, so the Sandy Lane site, you're saying?
Yes, Sandy Lane. Yeah, that's the one site that's always come up about the lock.
You've moved that, and we'll have a show of hands, please.
That's fine. Oh, hang on. Can you go again, please? Sorry. just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's enough to give us a majority. So that will be fine. Okay,
Thank you very much.
we can do that. Yeah.
Okay, number 6 on your agenda then is report from Monmouthshire councillors. Can I say a big thank you again to Councillor Strong for the written report.
That Councillor Strong, please.
Councillor Jackie Strong, I beg your pardon. Yeah, thank you very much, Jackie, again for putting the report in. Has anyone got any comments they'd like to make on the report, the written report? Is there anything other county councillors would like to add verbally? Because I think Tony, you asked to make a verbal report last time.
No, mate.
Bill, any other?
No, it's very comprehensive, very good. All these- Jackie for doing it, and it's
Yeah, thank you very
really
much.
good because we get an update of what's happening in this ward as well. So it was fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie.
I think councillors note that I think next week the budget proposal will be going to council.
Got the 7th, right?
It's the 7th, so it's not too late. I think that was the only report next week.
Okay, thank you very much. Number 7, and report from Gwent Police. We have an apology to the police officers tonight. They're on the different schedule. But they have, obviously, as you can see, put a quite a report. Does anybody any comments on that report? Sorry.
Can I just make a point, Madam Mayor?
Sorry, Jim, I got
Oh,
Tony
sorry,
first and then
okay.
you. That's fine. Jim, Tony,
Question whether you can answer or whether you've got any knowledge or Mark might. When the police last came to our meetings here,
the last full council sergeants attended.
we turned that didn't we? That's okay, yeah. But I think there is good concern that we don't seem to be getting as much police attendance as we would
Yeah,
like.
they met with me this week and they attended the last full
I
council.
remember that now. Good.
Okay, Jim, was
Yeah, I
that,
just
sorry.
want to make a point, Madam Mayor, if I can, regarding the parking out here on the cross.
Yeah.
In the zigzag area.
Yeah.
A week or so ago, I was down there and I saw someone park where they shouldn't, and I happened to mention to him the second word was off. So off like went to the police station.
Thank you, Jim.
I could confirm that. He was booked.
There is a question on the statistics here because it states on one side of the page that the most significant crimes being with violence, and on the stats it says without violence. We just want to confirm that with the police. What's violence without injury or violence with injury? So,
Yeah, do you remember I raised that last meeting and they said that was a mistake.
I think it's a typo, but just so we're all aware that
Yeah.
if you wouldn't,
Last meeting.
in the public reading, it might interpret it either way.
And I also asked how long Operation Lemon is going to continue for. Or we
We've
just
still got funding for, I believe, another 6. I couldn't swear to it.
Right.
And it depends how much they use it. Obviously, something like that, we took it if there's more of a urgency. I think we've done it 6 months. I couldn't swear to that, but Jill, we'd have to ask the police direct. Maybe we could do that, Julie.
Yeah, we can. Just in the place for the say about parking.
Yes, the police. Do you want to say that, Mark?
Yeah, in the report, it does mention about parking and the cracking police are cracking down on it. Also, Councillor Easton and myself were in a CCTV meeting yesterday and we talked to them and they are trying to use that a little bit more targeted as well. So they are very much aware of what's going on. Yes, at the end of the day, it comes down a little bit to resources.
Could we also ask, Mark, that they've advertised a police surgery at Castle Park Primary? Yeah. Could we add that onto our
Yeah, I can
site?
put it on
And
our
we're just wondering how much that's been publicised, because that's the only advert I've seen for it. Yeah. Have any else seen adverts for that?
It's on their Facebook. Yeah, I've seen it on their
The
Facebook.
police Facebook.
Yeah, Gwent Police, and it's on X and TikTok. I've seen it on TikTok.
Any questions? Sorry, Bob.
Yeah, I just had to pop down to the chemist yesterday, about 6. I was pleased to see there were 4 representatives from the police walking around the village centre, and they were really interactive with the residents too. You know, the people who were there. So very heartening to see that.
Yeah, good enough.
4. Yeah.
We've got a bit of a restructure again. I'm told that there's a ward manager now. One of the officers is a ward manager, diagnosed person. Yeah, and there seems to be a bit more support, I think, at the moment, a bit more hours.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions on the police report? Happy? Number 8 then, the schedule of payments report. For window.
Yes, but thank you very much. I'd like to thank all the members of staff for the work that they've done. You see there are 3 items of finance on the agenda tonight.
Yeah.
And also the home pool spaces. And there are various resolutions that we need to take a vote on.
On the schedule of payments, yeah?
On the payments, you see at the bottom of page 1, there's a proposed resolution.
Mhm.
That we need to get voted on.
Do you want to add anything to that? That's your report.
Want to mention about the Paul Brown?
Excuse me, Chair. Are we jumping straight to the resolution in this aspect, or are we going to look to the number?
Just let me speak. I think Wyndham has just pointed out that there is a resolution to make, it's not just to vote, is it? But the schedule of payments, yeah, if you'd like to talk about the actual list of payments, that's fine. Is there a question, John?
Yeah, I've got, first of all, I got 2. Should I have 2? Is there an A and a B, or are they both the same?
It's 3 pages, I believe. Isn't it?
Oh, no, probably just as I packed them into the thing.
No
If they're the same thing.
You should
be able
be
to tell.
sides.
No.
Quite a long one.
No problem. The question.
John, just speak up a bit for us.
Sorry. On page 2, towards the, let's say, the last quarter. Got 21474.
Mhm.
Yeah.
7576 77 78. Locum fees. I did a calculation that it's close on £14,500. 268 hours, £53.80 per hour. When I was part of the original search for the replacement to Mrs. King as a clerk, I had a note that we were paying £40 an hour via the business that provides, I'm not sure whether wherever local clerks come from, SLCC, sorry. So I wondered, has that changed somewhat from the £40 per hour we were
I
asking?
think the local fees include hourly rates and expenses. Would you mind answering?
Yeah, that's correct. Each of those invoices.
There, I think. What I would say is this was brought to council's attention at the last full council meeting. You'll see it's under exempt business and it was passed through there. However, it included. Sorry?
Bit later, so.
Oh, that's not you, just me, isn't it? It was discussed at the last meeting, but each of those will include an element for subsistence and for mileage. And there were figures given at the last full town council meeting, but we shouldn't be looking to discuss it at this point because it is contractual.
That's not purely hourly rate.
Right. So if we're not meant to discuss it now, can I ask when it can be?
Yeah, when it
discussed?
came up at the last meeting when you all passed it.
Well, I wasn't here, sorry. So, and I've read the minute, and it doesn't give me the detail that I was hoping to ask.
That's because it's exempt.
Does that answer you now, though, John?
No, not really. Never mind.
I can show you with detail. If you come into the office, I can show it to you. It's the easiest way.
Thank you.
You happy with that, John?
Yeah, great.
Tony next.
Yeah, could we can't update us on our warm space and Jubilee toilets?
I think you said that I'd take you on this.
This is the lady who solved the puzzle.
I don't know.
It's not gonna do.
Just
I
tell
think I am.
everyone what happened to.
Members haven't picked it up on the spreadsheet.
Right.
It's £1,500 for gas.
I know. I'm hoping it's going to come back in. I am chasing it. Yeah, you might remember in January we had £4,000 taken out of the account. So we pay our gas and electric by direct debit, and it was taken out. So I queried it, and it came up for Jubilee Way toilets. So we paid £4,500 for Jubilee Way toilets electricity. It's never more than £1,000 per year. The wattage is very low down there. So I've been taking readings, going back and forth. The cupboard down there is often left open. And as we've had homeless in the disabled recently, we did wonder whether they were running something. But today, I think I've got to the bottom of it. It's actually British Gas's fault. They've took the meter readings wrong. And after a lot of persuasion, I've got him to rewind back to July of last year. And they've accepted my meter reading today. Currently, the account's £4,000 in credit. But as I said, that's no good because it's 4 years. We don't want it for 4 years. We want the money back.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at the minute. So we think there's nothing illegal happening down there. There's no running of some whatever down there. We think so. I'm hoping next time I can report that the money's come back into the account and it is their error. But it has took a bit of unpicking.
Been a bit of a Sherlock Holmes.
Oh.
Well done, you. Thank you very much.
Gotcha.
3 weeks.
Yeah, can I just say this? Thank you very much for finding this, but I have to say, you're better than a Sherlock Holmes because you already said this. Did you thought this was a reason?
Yeah.
Did you remember?
Yeah, but I had to prove it.
So you already knew, it's just you had to find the evidence.
I know I had to prove
I
it.
thought it was somebody's electric car.
I've been going down there for I've been going down there with a stool, taking meter readings in this cupboard.
With councillors have got electric.
Thank you.
That's very interesting.
Mm.
And I'm going to have to project a little bit because I've been told I'm too quiet. I think we should be ashamed that we are not paying British Gas because they really do need every penny. The reality of it is, I've just looked up the figure now, the chairman of Centrica, which is the parent company of British Gas, took a remuneration package of £8.2 million last year.
4,000 ox.
But can I make another issue? We've got one football pitch and a bowling green and a lot of mud. And I know that we talked about this before, and a cemetery. But are we getting value for money? I'm looking at some of the bills that we're paying for King George V cemetery, carefully memorials, King George V playing fields. Is there scope to think about sometimes in the future that we relinquish the management of the football pitch at least to the football club or someone else? Because the residents of Caldicot are not getting value for money out of that for one patch of mud, I don't think. I feel that.
Jim and then John.
You're responsible for those fields over there.
Yeah.
No argument about that. The football club are there, because they've been there for many years. But the responsibility for those fields as this council on the Fields in Trust, on behalf of the Fields in Trust organisation.
Yeah.
There's no way that we give it away.
Thank you, Jim. John, I think was next one.
Could you point out what reference for the football club is on? You know, I can't see it.
All I'm looking at is groundwork there.
It's not the football club though.
Because you're just like playing fields. There's only one football pitch on it, and that's muddy, isn't it?
There are two, but they maintain them both themselves with a sit-on mower.
No, right. Take the fenced area around. That's the football club, yeah. The rest of it is just one football pitch, isn't it?
At the bottom end. I don't see a charge in here. That's what I'm asking. Where's the charge that you're referring to?
All I'm saying is quite simply this, is that we're paying an awful lot of money, and all the residents of Caldicot are really getting is the one football pitch, which is just mud, and the climbing frames. We've dragged our heels for some reason or other on this mugger. There's an awful lot, and we get, how much do we get off the bowling club?
How much do we get off them?
How much is the rent for that? Okay, I think my point has been made.
Okay, thank you very much. John, did you want to make another comment on that?
Just for clarity, I think when you look at Peter Villa's landscapes, that's maintenance of the bowling green, which is roughly running at £12,000 a year. But I don't see the cost that you're suggesting that the football club are costing the community. I think the work
No,
they do
you're
within the
right.
community is excellent.
Let me put it correct. I said, what I was trying to suggest was the public, that's open to the public is one muddy football pitch. That's all we have. We can't go into the football club and play football on their pitch, can we? So it's nothing to do with, that's a private facility as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, councillors, I
Okay.
think this is not the time to be talking about that. I was probably the users for the discussion. Am I right?
Those, can we take that to the?
Kingdom.
the users, please? Pardon?
I think we need a trust meeting, actually, isn't it?
We haven't had one yet.
That's what I'm saying.
So that may just explain, Joe, the whole of the councillors are trustees, as you know.
I know.
Right. But we don't hold, at the moment, we don't hold an annual meeting for the trustees, which we are recommended to do.
Okay,
So I'm suggesting if we have a specific meeting for trustees of the King George V, those items could be discussed there.
okay.
So that's a request then, Mike, to have a trustees meeting or a leaders.
That mean we have to propose and second.
I was a bit surprised to see that it off the cover, excluding the VAT, £1,650
Mhm.
for the supply of the Christmas trees and the fencing around the Christmas tree.
Right.
Now, to me, that is ridiculous, because I made a point of going around the country. And Caldicot is the only place that I could find that actually fences its bloody Christmas trees in.
Well, just before you carry on, Bob, that cost in there from
Johnny.
to 1513.
Yeah.
That's not including the trees, that's just
No,
installing the,
John Reese going to pick them up,
Yeah.
tractor down here and erecting them and taking them back down.
I'm taking the fence back the way up. Yeah.
Yes, Chair, yes.
You carry on, Bob.
So we're paying over £1,500 just to fence a couple of Christmas trees.
Well, and to bring them here, put them up, take them down and take them away again, and fencing away again.
Yeah, but why are we fencing a Christmas tree then?
Because we had a health and
Because-
safety issue.
Because one person who was drunk coming out of the cross decided it would be a good idea to find the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
One person.
Point
And
taken, Bob.
how many years have we been fencing the Christmas trees in?
5, 6.
It has.
Oh, wait.
Well, why Since I've don't been a member of this council.
Hmm.
Since I've been a member of this council, and that's going back to 83.
Right.
How much money is that? Of public money that's been wasted?
Okay, Bob, we did hold, as councillors might be aware, we did hold a meeting, it was in January.
End of January.
In January, for all of councillors to come and discuss what we did last year as Christmas, a bit like we've done with the remembrance, so that we can make it better. Yeah, unfortunately, only people arrived for that meeting when me and Frank. But we can reschedule that meeting so that all councillors will have a chance to come and discuss ideas for this Christmas, how we can improve things. That sound reasonable? Oh, wait.
Yeah.
And I've got Jill and
I think Jim.
Jim. Jim?
Oh, I just think, because we got lights on the Christmas tree,
and John.
we need to ensure that nobody gets anywhere near the electric supply. That's why it's fencing.
Okay,
Well, why don't they do it
And,
everywhere else? And to protect the tree itself.
okay, thank you, Jim. Jill, and then John, is it?
Can I suggest that it's taken that and other risks of that nature are taken back to the health and safety? Then to look at actually the, as you say, the probability and the chance of it happening, and then hopefully remove the fencing. So with these, please can we take it back to the health and safety to discuss this, whether there is actually a risk and what we should do further.
There
Yeah.
is
Bob,
a
you
risk,
want to answer?
there is a risk, but the risk is so
Yeah, no,
small.
that's what I'm saying, the probability of it happening and then what might happen, because he didn't vote himself, did he?
No, well, we did have as you know, there was wires cut this year, it cost us £300 to replace it. So, and both,
Didn't
and
get-
both.
Gives us risk with them, Dave, but we can't take the risk.
Okay. Well, it'll be discussed at a health and safety
Health and
objective,
safety, yeah.
yes. And we'll have a feedback meeting for Christmas, and we say we'll call another one, because nobody attended last time.
You seriously need to look at the phone.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Bob.
I'm sure I sent
Yeah,
apologies for that.
Just to say, I don't think we need to discuss it here.
Yeah.
It's already been put out, there is a meeting to discuss these matters, and it's not just health and safety, it's fear of vandalism, it's
Yeah.
all sorts of things.
Yeah.
But let's leave it to them, have a proper discussion. To be fair to the councillors who didn't turn up, including me, I thought it was a committee meeting and I wasn't on the committee. That's what-
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was, all right.
We don't have a Christmas committee.
I'm saying it's something I haven't thought of in mind, I didn't read it carefully enough.
That's fine.
But we will know now and we will.
We'll try that again very soon then, okay? The earlier the better, okay?
Should we all wear red?
Well, you can go green if you want.
John, I've already been told I got my Christmas socks on.
I actually have.
No, I have.
You're off, Sabine. Which are you ready to speak with?
No.
Are you okay with that?
Just
We're back to the payment schedule where we were on the agenda. Any other questions on the payment schedule? Or the schedule of payments report, I beg your pardon?
Just need a proposer in a second.
So any comments to propose that schedule then? Proposer? Andy Wyndham, second. Carol? Thanks for that one.
Yeah, please.
Show of hands.
Yep. You got enough.
Thank you. Excuse me, number 9 then is financial regulations.
Okay.
Again, thanks, staff for the use of this month. We know that an awful lot is going on with the, I'd like you to hand it over to Marcus.
The document.
Okay, so there are two documents that need to be considered before the end of this year in March. The first of the documents is the financial regs, which is in front of you. The second of the documents is standing orders. And both of those needed to be looked at by me in conjunction with each other. As you'll remember, I hope one of the aspects that the internal auditor picked up on was the fact that one document said 25,000, another document said, okay, 30,000. The reality is they were both right because one was including that, the other one was excluding that. And if you take the one with 25,000, add that to it, it comes out at 30,000. But for consistency purposes, that's been included. What I'm suggesting here is that you have a look at this, you go through it, you'll see in red where some changes have been made. Please bear in mind that this is based on the template that comes out from One Voice Wales, and actually it's pretty much the same as from NALC. But all of those templates are designed to suit one council, but no councils are exactly the same. So in other words, if you've got a community council that only receives £9,000 as a precept, it has completely different financial management in place to one such as ourselves that has the best part of £500,000. So you'll see that I've adjusted some of the figures in order to try and make management of what we do easier. Doesn't mean we can get away with anything more. It doesn't mean we can do things without approval. What it means is that it allows us to be able to actually pay people more promptly. It means that we bring more information to you at the right times, and also that you have more information. Now,